What is up, good people? Crypto Prepper here on Tuesday, December 9th, 2025. Today we're going to continue our quote unquote bear market series and move on to everybody's favorite meme coin, Doggy coin or Doge coin. So, um, let's go over to our Bitscap trading platform. And I wanted to talk about before we get started with the Doge coin trading bot. We had a nice little pump earlier, and ADA took some really nice profit here. It hadn't, it had purchased all of its settings here in the bot, and was waiting for this little pump to finally take some profit. But what I wanted to show you was one of my favorite features of the software is over here. You can see bot profit in your USD. Average daily profit percentage is nice, but here's what I wanted to show you. So you see a little finger that pops up, and this bot made $79. So um, these were all set up. Well, not all of them, because this one is a little younger, but these were all. I guess some of these are younger too. But this ADA bot and this XRP bot here were both set up 2 months and 3 days ago. So that was just a few days before the liquidation that we saw in October. So that's why you see ADA Cardano did so well, because it had a lot of activity that day. There was all that volatility, and it really gobbled that up. The bot gobbled up those buy and sell orders. So let's see if this XRP bot, this one always looks funny. There was some kind of anomaly on Kraken November 18th where it went up to $91. So you always have to scroll up on on the price wheel over here. I call it the price wheel. So XRP, that bot that was active the week before the liquidation, it also saw a lot of activity that day. But still, ADA uh, has an average daily bot profit, even with going so long without taking profit, of zero point 0.8 or 0.18% a day. So if you take that times 365 days, that's a 65% return, which I wouldn't imagine that it would keep up with that unless we see some more major volatility, because that it's a little skewed because of that liquidation, all those orders that day. So, but overall, these bots being set up, the oldest right before the liquidation, and then the youngest being 28 days, and then these a month and 4 days ago. They're all in total profit, so the total P&L is in the green, and the bot profit is always going to be in the green. But sometimes you might see this pop in the red uh, momentarily. So, and I don't look at this every day here, because it doesn't matter, because you're not going to realize those losses or those gains until you close out the bot. But the bot profit, that automatically goes into your stable wallet. So, uh, yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and go to the topic of today's video, which is everybody's favorite uh, um, meme coin, the original meme coin, Doge coin. So let's choose our uh, exchange as Coinbase, Doge, and USDC as our pairing. I'm going to start with $1,000. Click to manual adjustment. Go down to the base order amount USDC. Type in our 3125 magic number there. And, oops, 75 here for so 968.75 on the next input field, the averaging orders amount. Let's try our 5 and 5 here. Slide this all the way up to 2. Slide this one all the way down to off. Set our take profit at, let's try 5. Because Dogecoin, we've seen quite a bit of volatility. So I wonder if let's see if 5% take profit is going to be beneficial or not. Let's click this to our 365 day and do a back test. And I did turn off my pump dump protection on risk management. Sometimes I fly through these pretty fast, but as you're watching the videos over and over again, you're just gonna memorize it. And as you're playing with this yourself, you're just gonna be set up these bots super duper quickly. So let's see here. It looks like, oh wow, there's a lot of chart that is not filled with orders unless it's just taking forever to update. But it looks like our top on Dogecoin was double top between November 23rd and December 7th, about 47 cents. So just like Tron the other day, was it yesterday? We won't be able to go back and do a all the way up to the top because that's we might just catch it. Let's see. No, it's going to probably pop us on the December 9th or December 10th. So the price on December 10th was 42 cents, and now it's 14 cents. Yikes. Let's do a price range measurement here from, we'll say 41.9 to the current price at 14 ish, 15-ish cents. So a 64% loss if you were to buy Dogecoin 365 days ago. So if you were to buy $1,000 of Dogecoin, you're going to have $460 dollars in Dogecoin now. But if you were to set it in this bot, it's hard to tell. You wouldn't quite have the 1,000 still because your bot, it looks like it stopped investing in this. So let's see if we can find better parameters here. So because we don't see a whole lot of activity because it stopped buying way back then, let's see if we take this averaging order step percent. Let's do 6 first. So let's see if we can beat 11.75 with that 6% in between these buy orders. Nope, not quite. Let's try 7. 21. All right. So we've got a little bit more activity here, but not near what we should. Because we went, this is what you're going to run into with these riskier coins. At least with the settings that we've been using. So we'll see if we can find better settings to use with this coin because we don't want to go from February to September with no activity. That's pretty damn demotivating, even though overall in the last 365 days you've seen 21.08%. But because we have all these buy orders, you probably still only have 700 and $700 to work with, or not 700. Well, maybe it might be close to $700 still left in your bot. So really, you wouldn't take that much of a loss if you were to close it. But We still don't want to take any loss if we can manage that. So let's try to take these step percentage um, out to 8, see what that gives us. See if we get better than 21. 16. Well, we did see a sell recently. So in this case, until it has a less return, but we still have oh man, that is just way too long to wait. Still have that big swatch of naked chart where you weren't really getting anything. And I guess if you believe in the long term of Dogecoin, which it's been around forever, as far as crypto goes, you can just hodl it like you do if you were to just buy it and hold it. So let's see if we can get that a little bit more active and take that down to 9. See if we can beat the 21 that we had before. Nice. 32%. That's amazing. All right, good. We see quite a bit more activity here um, with our dots. Not near the amount of nakedness in the chart here. Sometimes you just have to wait for it to update. And because we have seen a sell pretty close to the top, it's bought a couple times since then on the 26th. But so what that's going to tell me is that you're pretty dang close to still having $1,000 worth of dollars in your bot for your bot to use. Plus, with these settings, you have $321 out of $1,000 um, initial investment. So a lot better return than buying and holding. So taking that up to 10 didn't quite do it. So let's try a little bit incremental here, a little bit more incremental, and see if we can beat that 30 some odd percent that we had with 9%. 29, that's still pretty good. None of these percentages return are anything to scoff at. But I think one of the most important things is that you see a pretty consistent. Oh, wow, this one has 2 cells here, so it's just sold today with these settings. Even though we did drop down to 27.7%. Let's look to see. Oh man, we see quite a bit of nakedness in the chart. Okay, so let's go back to our 9 and then run that back test again. It was 32.14% with that setting. And let's see what happens if we take profit, because 5 is a little higher than we usually do anyway. So let's see what if we get a better return with 4.5% take profit. A little bit. 32. What was 32? It was 32 and something else too. So let's see here. 32 is our benchmark now. 29. 26. Trying to beat that 32 if we can. To find some music to play while I'm doing this. So you can see how this kind of may get a little monotonous, but what we've talked about before, not financial advice, but setting up one single bot with 1,000, so that if you do have a bot that doesn't have a whole lot of activity, like we saw a bunch of naked spot in the chart there, then you have others that probably will. see the activity, or hopefully will. Um, like we talk about all the time, past performance does not indicate future returns. Okay, our back test, it must not like me doing so many back tests. Okay. I think so far our um, greatest return was that 32% at 4.5. All right. We got the spinning circle of death here. So let's see if I didn't like something there. Let's try 4.5%. Can't remember. Oh yeah, so 32.69, and just seeing a sell there is a nice sign. Um, November 17th, November 3rd. So you're going a couple weeks without seeing any purchasing or selling, but then, the volatility in this coin, it's it is still up from the low back in April of 12 cents, but man, being at that level this far along, um, I don't know, but it's up to you whether you think Dogecoin is a long-term hold or not. But even just putting it in for a year, then you're still, and with these settings, still have the potential of getting 32.69% return on Coinbase anyway. So um, I think that might be as good as we can get. Let's see. I'm trying to find a good window of um, I wish it would allow me to see more of the chart. Trying to find a good thumbnail. Okay, so this doesn't really. I was hoping to be able to get near the top here so that I can show how far it's dropped. I'm doing my price range. Measurement here. So a year ago it was about 42 cents. Yeah, there we go. I think that's a pretty decent looking screenshot there. Just to give the information in a picture. This coin dropped 64%, but with these bot settings, you still could have had all your dollars worth of investment that you initially put in, plus 32.69% straight into your wallet. So this is a little bit longer of a video, but let's go through these settings here real quick just to double check to make sure that um, that we have those documented. So we used a 9% averaging order step percent here instead of our usual 4 to 5 that we've been doing, and our same multiplier, same step multiplier for here and here, and then we did take we found seems like 4.5. Didn't really take the whole range of all the ones that we've used previously, but 4.5% price change here for a take profit seems to be pretty good. I think this is one of our higher ones that we've done so far, 32%. Um, and then make sure that the pump dump protection. I'm going to click this on here real quick and do another back test. So 32.69. Let's see what would happen. So you take that pump dump protection off, and or if you leave it on, like it's defaulted, that could cost you, in this case, like $50 over the year. So it's not a big deal if you don't turn it off. But it'll usually give you a better, um, because taking this off can increase both profits and risks. So I usually like to take that pump dump protection off, and then we'll do another back test. So it knocked it down to 27, and now we're back up to 32. Yeah, so it was about $50. All right. Hopefully you thought or found this video interesting. Dogecoin is definitely here, has been here for the long term. So if you want to go down further down the risk curve, one thing just to keep in mind is that maybe you want to have your averaging order step percentage a little bit higher here, and maximize those gains while also seeing consistent activity. So, like we always talk about, don't put all your eggs in one basket. This is not financial advice, but please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your favorite coin in the comments. Okay, see you on the next one, everybody.